on WATv News, we give you the latest graduation news. We tell you how you can see art from one of the greats, and we reveal the gender of Mrs. Perry's unborn child. And WATv News starts now. Good afternoon, Wheaton Academy. I'm Emma Vega, and welcome to our 12th episode of the semester and our 36th of the year. Big news! One of our amazing teachers here at Wheaton Academy is pregnant with her 4th child. Can you guess who? Wait, I can tell you that part. It's Mrs. Perry. However, I cannot tell you the gender of the baby. I'll leave that as a surprise. Reporter Lydia Daniels gives us more on this precious child.
As you have probably heard, Wheaton Academy ceramics teacher Miss Perry is pregnant with the baby. She announced it back in February to her students. She has 3 kids already, Juliana, who is 15, Michael, who is 4, and Deanna, who is 3. Last Wednesday, she found out what the gender of the baby was and threw a fun Cinco de Mayo-themed gender reveal party. At the party, we asked some of her family members if they thought the baby was going to be a boy or a girl.
I think it's a boy.
I think it's a boy.
A boy.
I think the baby is a girl.
Overall, the Perry family members guessed more boy than girl. Let's see what the final result was.
1, 2, 3.
As you can see, it's a boy. We asked Miss Perry about her kids and how excited she was to have another baby boy.
I love my kids with all that's within me. They are just these beautiful creatures that God has wired and molded and shaped. And because of them, I have learned so much about who He is and who I am. God knows exactly what I need. With Deanna, I really wanted her to be a boy. But then now knowing her and her personality, I am like floored with how amazing she is and how perfectly she fits in our family. And so learning that this baby is a boy, and now that I know that, I am so thankful and so excited.
Everyone is very excited for the new baby. It is due around September and we can't wait to see him. This is Lydia Daniel and reporter Juliana Perry.
It's a boy! Congratulations, Mrs. Perry, with the newest addition to your family. Okay, everyone, picture this. Go back to last Wednesday. Imagine our 5th period class just ending, and a huge group has made their way to the steps of the FAC to watch a battle take place. I'm sure you can already guess what the event is, but if you can't, reporter Rachel Cobb has something special for you.
Today is the day where we see Osa, Young Volcano, Oroko face off Kata, the human metronome Tolman, in a beatbox battle. Have Young Volcano start.
I can't sing, but I can't dance.
I'm the human metronome, and that's a name that you should know. I'm the human metronome, and that's a name that you should know. I'm the human metronome. That's a name that you should know. I'm the human metronome. That's a name that you should know. Flashback to the year of freshman year 2018, when I was beatboxing a song that I was arranging. It may have been nothing, but it was the star song. You'll see me beatbox live with Grace Notes and Contour. I'm the human metronome. So let's all hear it for Young Volcano and the human metronome. All right, let's go.
Boots and Katzen, boots and Katzen, boots and Katzen. Well, I definitely am not a beatboxer. Thank you to Kenna as the human metronome and Osa Oroko as the young volcano for giving us a great performance. If you haven't already, go vote now for who you think the winner of this battle is. The poll is going to be up at the Real WAtv on Instagram. As fun as school events are, a huge part of those events is what the senior class of 2021 brings to the table. It will be a sad day to watch them go, but for those of you who want to learn about their departure, reporter Tegan Allison brings us more.
Many seniors were excited to receive the news that graduation would be in person and that family members would be able to attend. The graduation ceremony will look pretty similar to last year's ceremony, as it will take place on Performance Trust Field. In the past, the commencement ceremony has been held at both Wheaton Bible Church as well as Wheaton College, but because of COVID restrictions, these two venues were not available. We have a graduating class of 167 seniors that would make a full indoor graduation ceremony challenging during these trying times. The ceremony itself will take place on Sunday, June 6th, with a limit of 4 family members per graduating senior, but the event will be live streamed for those who cannot attend. It will include a commencement speech by the Alumni of the Year, Jennifer Marshall, who graduated from Wheaton Academy in the class of 1991, and also include a few speeches from some of our very own graduating seniors. Though graduation will feel different this year, we are just happy that our seniors will be able to be in person to celebrate their years here at Wheaton Academy. For WATv News, this is Tegan Allison and Greta Gustafson.
Thank you, seniors, for all that you have done here at Wheaton Academy. You will surely be missed. Wait, I think I'm getting a letter from our mailroom. It's a message from Mr. Thorne for our community scoop of the week.
Hello, Emma, and good afternoon, Wheaton Academy. Welcome to this week's version of the Community Scoop. I've got 2 quick procedural reminders and then a fun tease for what's coming next week. So first of all, with lunch, just a reminder in the last few weeks here, especially as you're going outside, please pick up after yourself. Throw the trash away. Don't leave it out on the FAC lawn. We've had some reports of bags being left out there. Want to make sure we're keeping our spaces clean and you're taking responsibility for your things. Also, if you're leaving campus after having been here for a class period or 2, make sure that you're signing out and then signing back in at the front office. Some of us have grown lax in that procedural bit. We have 18 days left in the school year, which means we're racing towards the finish. And I challenged you before spring break to have a measure of social intelligence when it comes to advocating for your own grades and academics. And I'm going to exhort you to do the same thing again right now. If you have no idea what your standing is in class, I encourage you to look on campus today to see which assignments are missing, to see what you need to do to finish the semester well. You take the initiative to connect with your teachers and ask questions about how you can finish the semester well if that grade is not in a place where you want it to be at the end of the next 18 days. Finally, a little preview of next week. Mrs. Heavey and I will be on the Community Scoop, letting you know what the winterim trips for 2022 are going to look like this year. There's been a little bit of modification, but we want to let you know that there are going to be some trips offered. Even though we won't be taking registrations this spring, we will be in the fall. We just want to preview what's coming and pique your curiosity and excitement so you know how to plan. So that's coming next week. I hope you have a great afternoon, Wheaton Academy. Back to the desk.
Thank you, Mr. Thornton, for our community scoop of the week. Hey, if there are any artists or art fans out there watching this episode, Kenna Tillman has a special segment for you.
An exhibition of 26 of Frida Kahlo's original paintings opens on June 5th at the Cleve Carney Museum of Art at the Muckanich Art Center at College of DuPage. In addition to the 26 original paintings, visitors can view reproductions of Kahlo's clothing, more than 100 rare personal photos from her life, and a Kahlo-inspired garden. This is the largest presentation of Kahlo's work in the Chicago area in more than 40 years. Frida Kahlo is a Mexican painter best known for her powerful self-portraits and vibrant paintings inspired by Mexican folk art. She is recognized as one of the most iconic artists of the 20th century, and her work has influenced many other artists, fashion designers, and performance artists. You can visit the show from June 5th to September 6th. Tickets are available on the Buchanan Arts Center website or at the MAC box office on the College of DuPage campus in Glen Ellen. From WAtv News, I'm Kenna Tolman.
Thanks, Kenna, for giving us this amazing art exhibit. Frida Kahlo's art is always so interesting. You better watch out. Recently, things have been falling from the sky. Reporter Isabel Kelch tells us more about what happens to actually be falling from the sky.
You might not have known that this weekend you had an extremely slight chance of being hit by falling rocket debris. A rocket called the Long March 5B was launched on April 28th to transport the core module of China's space station. However, instead of following its calculated course and falling back into the ocean, it entered into orbit and its re-entry into Earth's atmosphere became unpredictable. As of Saturday, the risk zone included all of the Americas south of New York, all of Africa and Australia, and parts of Asia south of Japan, and Spain, Portugal, Italy, and Greece. The 22-metric-ton rocket is one of the largest objects to re-enter the Earth's atmosphere. Thankfully, no populated areas were hit, and the rocket's uncontrolled fall ended in the Indian Ocean early on Sunday morning, with much of the debris burning up at re-entry. Today you can breathe a little easier, as falling rocket debris is no longer your biggest weather concern. From WATv, this is Isabel Kelch.
Guys, trust me, this is all for your protection. Let me share a little secret. This happens to be a magic umbrella. It can protect you from things that fall from the sky. You know what else could be really magical? Or even something that might have superpowers? Reporter Jake Miller asked us a question.
I'm Jake Miller, and today I went around and asked people if they could have any superpower, what would it be and why?
The ability I would like to have is to play lacrosse like Aiden Wise won, just because he's the go to everything, and it just looks so cool being out there.
If I could have any superpower, it probably would be warping reality or whatever the Scarlet Witch has, or super speed.
Probably teleport anywhere, so then I could just go anywhere I wanted.
Okay, if I had any superpower, it would be telekinesis, so I can move things with my mind.
I want super speed and flight, and that's it.
I want to fly. Why? Because I could get places really quick.
I would have super strength because that would come in useful very much.
If I could have any superpower, it would be invisibility. From me and my photographer, Weston Wagner. Back to you at the desk.
Congrats, Jake. Where did he go? I don't know. How am I going to talk to my reporter? He's gone. Anyways, last week I accidentally clipped my microphone at the beginning of the show. So if I were to have a superpower, it would probably be to lower or increase the volume of my microphone. Gosh, it's sure cold outside, and I just need a little something to make me smile. Wait, when it's cold outside, I think there's a small character that likes to run around singing. Wait, I think that actor that played Olaf in our recent Frozen Junior performance, Tegan Allison, can tell us more about this cold weather.
Thanks, Emma. I'm Tegan Allison, here for your weekly weather report. There's a system here in Kansas and Colorado that is pushing a cold front through the states west of us. Thankfully, it should pass just south and into the states up here. We are in the 60s later on this week, which is amazing. And there's quite a bit of sun in these next few days with a bit of clouds on Saturday, so prepare for that, any of you planning to attend prom. As for today, we're at 57. This is the last day below average for quite a while. The sunset is at 8 p.m. and should stay there until August 8th. And sadly, but not surprisingly, there's a bit of rain early on next week. So prepare for that as we enter our new week. That's all for me. Back to you, Emma.
Thanks, Tegan. It sounds like we need to bundle up for those athletic and fine arts events this week. Now let's get you a couple of announcements. For anyone interested in running for the Wheaton Academy cross-country team next fall, there will be an informational lunch meeting on Tuesday, May 18th in room 203. Set a reminder on your phone. The Junior-Senior Formal event will take place this Saturday in the Fine Arts Center lawn. This was a prepaid event and tickets are no longer on sale. The dinner will go from 7 to 9 p.m. If you purchase a ticket and can no longer make it because of the change in date, talk to Mr. Holtrop for a refund. Many of our teachers celebrated a milestone years, but one teacher in particular is finishing up his 40th year of teaching here at Wheaton Academy. In fact, he's been here so long, he was around when the school was formerly known as Wheaton Christian High School. Catherine Swallow gives us more.
Wheaton Academy is a school filled with history, legacies, and stories. When we think of these things, we often look to the past. But what about what's standing right in front of us? This year, biology teacher Mr. Ken Ellis will be celebrating his 40th anniversary of teaching here at WA. He started teaching in 1979 and found himself where God wanted him to be. But teaching wasn't always his plan. When Mr. Ellis was at Taylor University, he found himself in a meeting listening to author Paul Little.
But at the end, he presented a challenge to all of us and said, basically, will you go and do whatever God calls you to do? Will you go and do wherever He calls you to do it?
It was that question that led him to the decision to give up med school and do as God was calling him to.
And I said, okay, I'll do what you want.
He then had to make a choice after he had graduated about what he'd do next. He ended up staying at Taylor another year to take teaching classes.
Probably the third day of student teaching, I got up that morning and realized I was excited to go.
Mr. Ellis applied to work at Wheaton Christian High School and started teaching in 1979.
As I got here, I realized there was a whole lot more to this picture than I had realized.
A whole lot more included eager students in a community centered around Christ.
I met people, particularly families, parents, the students that I had, and realizing that I had a love for them that I had never realized.
His biggest influence from WA was Chuck Strobeck, who was chairman of the board of trustees and eventually his father-in-law.
My perspective, as far as teaching is concerned, is to be a life changer for Christ. I think that was probably the thing I learned my first year being here, and probably through the influence of my father-in-law.
Ellis's main subject, biology, lends itself to questions about what one's beliefs are about the world.
When I look into the world of living things, I see meaning and purpose. I don't see chance, I don't see randomness, I don't see something happening by itself. I see things that are ordered. I see things that could have never come to be without a designer.
Looking back at his career, Mr. Ellis can see that he was called by God to be at WA. But along the way, looking back, a verse of scripture came to his mind. Psalm 119, 105. Thy word is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path. A lamp only shows the next step, and he trusted God and God's plan to go along one step at a time. And 40 years later, he's still following the same path lit by the same lamp.
As I arrived on this 40th anniversary, I couldn't be more blessed.
Wow. Congratulations, Mr. Ellis, on your 40th year teaching the students of Wheaton Academy. Thank you for choosing Wheaton Academy and your ability to teach so greatly. And now, for 4 things you need to know, here's Peter.
Thanks, Emma. I'm Peter, and I'm here to give you your 4 things you need to know for the week. Number 1, this week we have 6 birthdays to celebrate. Social studies teacher Mr. Jasper celebrated his birthday yesterday. Mr. Jones, our production manager, celebrates his birthday today, and both Mr. Fritz and Mr. Strzelka celebrate theirs on Friday. And athletic director Mr. Byrne will celebrate his birthday on Sunday. Number 2, today you heard from writer and film director Dallas Jenkins in chapel, and on Thursday you will hear from Mr. Fritz. Number 3, congrats on a great choir concert that took place yesterday in the White Tent. For tomorrow, come out and support jazz and percussion at 4 p.m. and our instrumentalists at 6:30. And number 4, we are 3 weeks out from finals. Make sure you're checking your grades and connecting with teachers as the school year begins to wrap up. And now for your weekly sports report, here's Zach Gardner.
Good afternoon, Wheaton Academy. I'm Zach Gardner, and I'm here to give you your weekly sports recap. There are a lot of sports this week and a lot of things to cover, so let's get right into it. Starting off on May 3rd, boys tennis beat Geneva High School. Jacob Williams and Aiden Hilson both had wins in singles, and David Hill and Colin Bittner won in doubles. Moving on to Tuesday, girls soccer had a big win against Riverside Brookfield. In the 19th minute, senior Amy Alexander had a goal. And 10 minutes later, freshman Anna Africa had a goal assisted by Haley Mansky. In goal, junior Sarah Sabota had 4 saves and tallied a shutout. Wednesday, May 5th, wrestling had a win over St. Francis and Westmont. Junior Peter Johannick went 2-0 on the day and had 2 pins. And 5 others went 2-0 on the day as well. On Thursday, JV Baseball had a 12-1 victory over St. Edward. Will Clegg was the player on the game as he went 3 of 3 with 3 RBIs, and he pitched 4 innings, allowing 0 earned runs and striking out 7. On Friday, varsity lacrosse beat Bartlett High School 16-2. Sophomore Aiden Weisenborn led the team with 4 goals, and David Schneider had 3 goals and 2 assists. And in goal, John Carrington had 5 saves. And to finish off this week's segment, I would like to highlight varsity baseball. This past Friday, they beat Aurora Christian. Ryan Scala, Alex Valdez, and JT Manusos all had multiple hits in the game. On the mound, sophomore Alex Bagley pitched 6 innings, had 3 strikeouts, and let up 0 earned runs. And in the top of the 7th inning of a tie game, Hudson Williams came in to get 3 batters out. And in the bottom of the 7th, with bases loaded and 2 outs, JT Manusos came up to the plate. Check out this video.
Oh, he's gonna catch it. That's it.
And that's not all varsity baseball has done this past week. Just yesterday, Wheaton Academy had a huge win over crosstown rival St. Francis. They won 5-4 with 2 fantastic pitching performances. Ryan Scala pitched 5 innings, allowing 2 earned runs and had 4 strikeouts. And in the final 2 innings of the game, sophomore Hudson Williams came in to get the save. Senior Josh Cosme went 3 of 4 in the game as well. They are on a 6-game win streak and are looking to stretch it to 7 against St. Francis tonight. And it looks like this is all I have for you guys on this week's Wheaton Academy Sports Recap. As always, hope you guys enjoyed the video and thank you so much for watching. Zach Gardner, WAtv News, signing out.
Thanks, Zach, for our weekly sports recap. Alright, that will do it for this week's episode. Make sure to follow us on Instagram at TheRealWATv and on YouTube at youtube.com/WheatonAcademy.org. And of course, for all of us at Studio 22, have a great day.